Hey everyone, welcome to Mixlife, episode 34 now, 34. Just getting started, kind of having a lazy Sunday today, so forgive me if I'm a little slow today. How's everybody doing? See some folks up in chat already. Rick is here with me today.
Yes, I am.
Mr. Burgundy's talking about how sexy Kate Blanchett was in Thor. So that's good to know. All right, so we got some big announcements today. First off, we'll start with the smaller one. We have a new line of flavors coming from Chef's Flavors. There's a link in the description of the video for our whole line at Chef's Flavors. So keep an eye out on that link there. They're not up yet. They'll be up in about a week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know. So new fall and holiday flavors, cold weather themed stuff. It's gonna be really fun. We're really excited to release it. And then the big one. Some of you saw our link spam earlier this week. We released a whole new line of juice makers one shots at Wizard Labs. So we're going over those today a little bit here in a minute. Rick, how's your week been? I got a drip, so I'm
it's been okay. Still testing some Liquid Barn flavors. I've got some hits and misses, a lot of stuff that's middle of the road, but seems like a pretty solid option I hadn't really dug into before, so that's cool.
Nice.
Still spinning my wheels trying to get something done for Mixers Club this month. So I still have basically a week to not screw it up entirely, so we'll see what happens.
And I've been so bad about Mixers Club. I haven't done anything in like 3 months with them, and I feel terrible because I really want to, but I just never have the time, or I never make the time.
Well, I had this ongoing saga where I was trying to be a smartass and make a chocolate watermelon work, and I had to pivot from that. But I do have a watermelon and cinnamon pairing that I'm working on just to piss Dave off.
Nice.
So,
cinnamon watermelon. Didn't he talk about that? Like that was like his local shop juice that
yeah,
everybody loves and he thinks is fucked up, right?
yeah. Its entire existence just disturbs him. So I figured I'd go ahead and give another shot at cinnamon watermelon juice. So working on that.
Nice. We're being sick, so if I'm a little slower today than normal, forgive me. I just my son got some kind of horrible viral infection, and again was nice enough to give it to me. So excuse me, I'll try to keep my random coughing to a minimum. So the Wizard Labs one shots right here, so you can get them. I'll put the link in chat real fast. It's also in the description below too, so you guys can check them out along with us. So there's wizardlabs.us/EJM, and we've got a whole series from the whole e-juice makers crew, or most of us anyways. So we didn't get, here we go, we do have some of the pages on the website don't have descriptions, but I know most of them anyway. So here's Chiba Steva's write-up for his Autumn Sunrise. It's fall is nigh, a season of bright and warm flavor. And his descriptions are like
ornate. We'll just call it ornate.
Ornate. You wake up before your alarm goes off, before the sun rises. You go to a nearby mountain and journey to the top of its natural beauty at brisk autumn weather. As you reach the peak, you spot a rock with a perfect view of the landscape and sit and contemplate. On the horizon, you witness a cascade of colors as the sun rises from bright orange to deep red, reminiscing good memories and the flavors of the season: apple, cranberry, strawberry, orange zest, and ginger. Relax and enjoy an autumn sunrise. I think that's probably, I just accidentally closed the chat. I think that's probably the longest description for all of our recipes. I did have the chance to try that before it got released, and it's really good. I was really surprised that at only 3%. Yeah, Sean, I had to trim a bit of it. It was getting a little out of control. Anyways, I was saying at 2.75% total mix for the recipe, I was a bit surprised that it worked as well as it did, but it did, and it's really good. So
yeah, that's kind of a screaming deal. That one shot makes about a gallon of juice.
Yeah, something like that. I haven't done the math on it.
I'm just assuming it's a gallon. Like, that's my measurement for a lot. We'll just assume it's a gallon.
The next up is Banshee by Six Strings. I didn't get a chance to taste this one. So before I go any farther, we did sort of an internal QA process with all of these. Like, so there was a lot of back and forth from each of us. So it was really kind of a collaboration where we sent each other our recipes and we worked on them kind of together with a lot of back and forth and revisions. So it's not just it doesn't just reflect like each mixer's individual style, but sort of a collective approach to how we're gonna try to release things in the future. So this was a really kind of like labor of love, and it was really time intensive for all of these recipes. You know, there was a lot of back and forth and vetting from everybody's perspective. So you needed to get sort of a kind of kind of a group approval.
Yeah.
And before we all move forward.
The thing is, while we all trust each other as mixers, I think we went a step beyond and try to sort of offer a comprehensive product line too, and actually hit a lot of different kind of boxes and have recipes going forward that we're all comfortable with releasing underneath the same line. So it's a fairly well curated release. This isn't just stuff that had been sitting around for a while.
Yeah, no, definitely. This is stuff that we all spent a lot of time going back and forth with. I vetted. I know. I think I did almost half of them. I went through, and I know I'm not the only one that went through those recipes too. So, you know, it was a big effort. So, and it took way more organizational work than I thought it would, but it was definitely worth it. So, back to the list: 6 strings Banshee. Banshee is packed with flavors, and falls into the candy categories. Is it Skittles or Sweet Tarts or Spree? Or is it maybe a little bit of all three? Tantalize your tongue as you decide which flavor you're tasting. So hers is pretty interesting because it has a kind of like a rotational theme, right? So it's not supposed to taste the same every time you take a pull on it. But by all reports, it's really, really good. I really enjoyed it. Next one is yours, Rick. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. So turns out for the line, we wanted to offer something that was fruity, had some cooling in it. So I went ahead and picked it out because, I'll take the low-hanging fruit. That's all good. But I did go ahead and tackle some blackberry. So I think there's a pretty good, realistic, juicy blackberry in there, and a not overwhelmingly mentholated, but still very cool kind of natural spearmint flavor in there. It's a complex take on a fairly simple profile, which has been that kind of approach to mixing has been speaking to me for a while. So yeah, I think it's pretty solid.
Now, I tried yours. You sent me some of it, and I really enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed all of the versions, but the version we released, I think I like the best, of course. It's nice and cool, and it's not it's not aggressively cold, I think it's just right, and again, it mixes with the kind of spearmint vibe it's got going on with it too. So, I think it's a really rock solid offering, and probably best in class as far as like a fruit mint combo goes. And blackberry is one of those profiles that's really hard to nail with any kind of like range of authenticity, because blackberries are just. I mean, let's look at our blackberry options. There's not very many really solid, great blackberry options.
It's a smart take on a dumb profile, and I'm very proud of it.
No, I think I agree. I don't think it's a dumb profile though, just because of the challenges that BlackBerry typically poses. I think it's a really good effort. Next up is Adam's Sea Chemist's Bloom, which is a blend of melon, cherry blossom, and orange blossom. And this one was really super well balanced. I think the melons really take a back note to the cherry blossom. But without it becoming like thin or watery. It's a really excellent flavor. I really enjoyed it. It's got a lot of body, and it has like a sort of like bordering on candy sweetness, but not quite there, not quite it's not quite so cloying. I think it's a really well balanced recipe, and it definitely shows his attention to detail and his attention to balance. I really enjoyed it a lot. Did you get a chance to try that one, or was that one of mine that I?
Nope, I didn't try that, but I looked at the ingredients, and that looked absolutely phenomenal. So
yeah, it's really good, super duper good.
I mentally tested it, and I was pleased.
Next up is ML Nikon CCD, right? So this is cream cheese filled donuts with a butterscotch glaze. Delicious the way they are ready to add to your favorite fruit or dipping sauce. Now, I tried it just by itself the first time, and it was really good, right? It's a really well-rounded donut flavor. The cream cheese icing does need a few weeks to really come around. Excuse me. The ginger ale is coming back to get me.
Yeah, that ginger ale is dangerous. The cool thing about this one though is that it really is one of them that is a base for fruit flavors. I had mixed up a version with some flavor art raspberry, just like 2.5% flavor art raspberry, and yeah, it's going to be a great base to kind of soak up some other fruit flavors.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. I mixed up a few, and I tried one with Flavora's apple filling, and it went really really well. I like it. I like it a lot, and I think it's definitely probably the most base centric. Not that it's really excellent on its own too. So I don't want to take away from its strength as a standalone, but I think it's more versatile. It's my cat creeping on me right there.
Just watch your back, man.
No, that's the good one. The other one's right here by my feet. She's the bitch, right? I'll show you. Come here, Coco. When you say hi, come on. She's an angry lady.
Oh, who can stay mad at that horrible, horrible face?
I know, right? Good girl. All right. She's sitting. She likes to sit on my feet. That's her favorite spot. The chat back up again. The guy from my portraits. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know what he's talking about. All right. So next up is ID10T's Climbing, which is a sweet key lime and vanilla candy, which is really good. It reminds me kind of those like lime. Do you know what midgies are?
The Tootsie Roll,
they're like the Tootsie Roll things, right?
Yeah,
but they've got like the
fruit flavored ones.
The fruit flavored ones, and it reminds me a lot of those. Like it's a vanilla with a really great like bright candy lime that doesn't fade. Even at 4 weeks steeping, it was still, the lime was still right in the front, but not harsh or anything. And the vanilla like wraps around it just perfect, and it's got this really great kind of like Tootsie Roll / like chewy vibe, right? Not like a gummy, but it's definitely got that sort of like Tootsie Roll vibe, which had to have been really challenging to develop. Like just that Tootsie Roll body, like it's really good. It's super duper good. It's actually a profile that I tried to work on when we did the DIY or die contest, but I did not. I was not anywhere as close to successful as Dave was. So great job, Dave. It's a really outstanding one shot and a really fun flavor. It's definitely one I'll be picking up here in the near future.
I definitely dug that one too. And what's crazy is the amount of work that went into that recipe, because I know that it took like a ton of balancing to actually get down. But yeah, he absolutely nailed it.
For sure. Next up is Tutal's Flapper Pie. This is one I didn't get a chance to check out. I didn't get a chance to check it out, but it's a Canadian prairie pie, or also known as a flapper pie, which is a delicate graham cracker crumb crust with a creamy custard filling. And if that wasn't enough, it's covered with a whipped meringue. It's rich, creamy, and delicious. By all reports from our group chats, it's a really excellent pie flavor, and the custard in it is just right. So,
Dave's saying that he tried it, and if Dave likes it, it's probably okay.
It must be, I guess, kind of all right then.
This is the man who makes all of his fun destroying people's recipes.
Next up was Seduced Imperfectum. This is another pretty interesting one. It's apple, caramel, and vanilla tobacco. I think the tobacco notes in Imperfectum are kind of in the medium range, and the longer it steeps, the tobacco kind of smooths into like RY4 territory, but it's not initially like super RY4, right? Like it's not as heavy on the caramel, but I think it's a really good recipe.
Yeah, it's one of the more complex out of the group too. I think it's really well balanced. It's an interesting profile.
For sure. I think it's really interesting. I didn't personally get a chance to try it, but I plan to here in the very near future.
I think I sent you some.
Oh wait, you did? Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did, and I did try it, and now I feel like an asshole. I'm really tired today, so forgive me, guys. Next up is Oak Heart. It's an oak aged bourbon in a vanilla custard, right? So I think the custard is kind of like an afterthought to the oak aged bourbon. The custard is definitely like present heavy custard, but getting the aged bourbon, like and specifically a really well defined oak barrel note in there was more challenging than I thought it would be, and it definitely took a lot more rounds. Dave was my poison tester for Oakheart, so he definitely gave it the seal of approval. And my girlfriend stole like 6 bottles of it from me while I was trying to develop it. So that's usually a good sign when my testers disappear.
Perfect for those cold winter evenings.
It is good. It's good for cold weather, and it's getting cold here. So not as cold as it is for you. It's already started snowing up there.
Oh yeah, we're gonna just get in the thick of it. That's why all of you need to buy like 10 to 12 bottles of black ice. Papa needs a new set of snow tires, so if we can make that happen, that's great.
Just let me drive in the snow, dude.
I fuck that noise. Seriously, I live up the hill. I drive on studs in the winter. It's the easiest way to not screw yourself. I'm not that macho. Give me studded tires any day.
Yeah, Dave said he let people try it, and they asked where I got the oak barrels to age it. It was really challenging to get like a really authentic oak barrel or oak aged flavor, the cask and all the dry bits, without making it, obviously dry or painful. And last on the list for today is Vanilla Rain by Jennifer. And this is another one of them that I think does really well as a on its own or as a base flavor. So her description is nothing's more versatile than a vanilla cream. You can add Vanilla Rain to your fruits, bakeries, or even tobacco recipes. And it's another one of those kind of super deals. It's only a 5% recipe, but it is a really don't let the 5% fool you. It's a really bold flavor, and I think it works really well. And the vanilla is really super clean. It's really great. I really enjoyed it a lot. I'm not sure if she had anyone else tested or not, but I know I did for sure. And it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. And that's it. So head over to Wizard Labs and check us out. Buy us some one shots so that we can get some tacos and some snow tires.
The two most important things in life: snow tires and tacos.
Chris Drake asked if chefs will be releasing all of these new one shots. No, they will not. The company, Wizard Labs, our deal with Wizard Labs is exclusive, but chefs will be releasing some new fall and winter flavors from us in the very near future. I was just in chat with Lewis and Carl yesterday, so I'll have a more defined timeline in a few days once we get label design and all that other stuff put together and they get their batches made, and we'll officially announce in the next in the coming week or two. Usually doesn't take very long from us once we start to finish with them. And if Chefs is interested in picking up some mixes from all of our e-juice makers buddies or wants us to develop a new line in the same vein, we can definitely talk shop. But I'll contact Lewis and Carl about that directly. Eat tacos while putting the snow tires on. See, that's it.
That's really the best way to do it.
It's the only way to approach it. We don't really get snow here in this part of Oregon. Like maybe like once a week or once or twice out of a year, we get some snow. And it'll snow for like a week, and it'll be really shitty, and everybody will run into everything because nobody in Oregon can drive in the snow.
Yeah, well, I before I moved out to the eastern part of Washington, I was in Western Washington. It was the same exact vibe. You get snow like once a year, and it's the end of the world. But out here, we have a pretty good dusting of snow for good solid 3 months.
Yeah, if we get more than like 2 inches of snow, it's like the apocalypse. And I'm terrified to drive, not because I don't have snow tires or because it's hard to drive in the snow, but because people are fucking retards and they drive into shit like crazy. All of a sudden, everyone in Oregon is the world. Like, they're all brand new drivers and nobody can handle it. Like, I don't understand. And there's like 5 people on the road that actually know what to do, you know.
Yeah.
And then there's just like a sea of cars. It looks like a zombie apocalypse. There's like abandoned cars on the side of the road, up on sidewalks and shit, and like it's bad. It's bad. And this is a small town. The speed limit here is 25 in literally the entire city. That's how small it is, right?
Yeah, it's okay. I live in a speed trap too. Same exact vibe. It's 25, and if you're going 27, you can expect some flashing lights behind you because they got to get their revenue somehow.
I think it goes up to 30 miles an hour for 1 mile stretch of one road, maybe 2 miles.
Well, we're a really fancy speed trap on the way to Pullman for Washington State University.
All right, yeah.
So that's pretty much how the city of Colfax funds itself, is through speeding tickets on people going to WSU games. Also makes it interesting when the college kids are coming back, because that's the only time out here when it's snowing you actually have to worry when you have a bunch of college kids coming back, and it's snowing. Then it turns into the apocalypse. Otherwise, you're usually okay.
Adam Fleming said there's a money sign. He was trying to donate. We don't get super chat until we hit 1,000 subscribers, and we're actually really close to that. We only have like 40 more people to go, 40 more subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, click subscribe, because that's the cool thing to do. Of course you can, Jen. Please hop in the Hangout. Do you need the link again? Yeah, Adam, another weird way to donate and support us is to buy our one-shots. Not the heavy show there, but, you know.
As long as we're shilling, we might as well go ahead.
Well, so, you know, those are just the one-shot money. Like, it's not just like enhancing my income, right? Like it pays for development, right? It pays for continuing development. It pays for the flavors I use in public releases, and it pays for a lot of other stuff. And it pays to, you know, make up for the time that I spend sitting here every week making an hour-long video for you guys. And the more of those one-shots that you buy, the more time I can spend making more videos, right? I can do more content. If I can take time away from work, you know, my regular job, to spend more time on content creation, then there will be a lot more of that. So just saying, love you guys. And, you know, I want to keep making stuff for you.
Well, it also helps to fuel the Concrete River flavor empire going on here too.
Yeah, man. So, like, your flavor videos are fantastic. And we want Dave to be able to eat while he continues to make his flavor videos, because I don't want him to lose any weight. I need him to stay just exactly the way he is, so that he can get topless and eat pickles for us again someday.
Well, while I would like Dave to get topless and eat pickles, I think we're more worried about my weight here. We got to keep this.
That's what I meant. Why do I always do that? That's like
I don't know.
This time in like a month that I've accidentally called you Dave.
We're indistinguishable, really.
Sometimes. Hello, Jennifer. I think your volume's off. You're muted or something. I can see you're talking. I have to really try hard to avoid saying what I was about to say about seeing you talking but not hearing it. Jennifer's having sound problems.
That's all good.
Nope. I can see you saying, can you hear me?
So you got a question. Any plans on a lemon tart type one shot?
A lemon tart?
I think Daz Cole's got that wrapped up for Chef.
Darren Cole's got Dinner Lady over at Chef's, and it would be kind of, I don't know, it seems like it would be like, I don't know, like a kind of like insulting to like release a recipe with the same thing that he's doing, you know? Like, I'm not here to develop recipes for the same people, or for things that people have already released, right? But if you check out somewhere on ELR, I did a lemon curd shortbread cookies with Ella's shortbread biscuit base like a year ago, and it was super duper good. So you should check it out. It's kind of got a lemon tart vibe to it. It's got the lemon curd and the real nice cookie base. I see you're back again, Jennifer. Any luck with your issues? No. Yeah, nothing.
I am going to be developing a series of one-shots that are other people's one-shot recipes, but with one extra flavor added for no good reason. So,
right, and you just change one letter of the name.
Yeah.
Right, so it could be lemon tard.
I don't think we're allowed to say that.
No, I'm messing with you.
Oh, we got Mr. Steve.
Thank you, Adam. That means a lot, and I really appreciate all the kind words. He says we don't have to tell him the time we put in is real. He's got a lot of respect for us, and he loves your videos. So
who doesn't love my videos?
Keep making videos and wear less every time.
No, I'm kidding. I do really appreciate the fact that people want to watch me talk about anything for any period of time. But yeah, thank you for watching.
Chris Garnier says he has a problem with the layout on the Wizard Labs website. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it at all. It looks fine on mine. I'm using Google Chrome. I don't know what web browser you're using, but it looks fine to mine.
Yeah, I'm in Firefox and Chromium on Linux, and I haven't had an issue with it.
Yeah, please buy Jen's one shot so she can fix her microphones.
All right, how about now?
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Welcome back, young lady. How are you today?
It's because I had my microphone plugged into this because I was trying to charge my stupid headphones. So before they go dead on me.
I feel you.
I've only got 2 freaking USB ports open on my computer.
Is this you get some new gadgets back there, or did you just set them back up? Behind you?
No.
The stir plate? Is that a stir plate? I can't see it very well.
No, I got my that's scale and vortex.
That is a serious fucking scale, Jen.
Yeah.
It looks like a stir plate from here.
It's the Nevada weighing one. It goes down to the 3rd place after the decimal thousandth place.
Okay. Yeah, I have one.
Here's my magnetic stir.
Oh, okay.
It's on the floor.
It looks a lot like my stir plate that I have from I can't remember who it is. The same people that made the Vortex Genie, whoever the fuck that is. Something digital.
No, I was gifted that. I couldn't afford that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they're expensive. I had to buy mine. It cost me a shitload.
Yeah.
I still use my 501 like 99% of the time because it's just faster. And it's less. I
do actually have an expensive one, but it's not mine. It's still on loan from somebody I was developing for commercially.
My super sensitive one, I have to like turn off everything in the room.
Yeah.
Because it picks up like vibrations in the air from fucking computers and fans and shit. Pain in the
ass. I just got back from the store, so I'm still kind of settling down here.
I have to like breathe while I like turn, like that kid. The kid that breathes when he turns from the microphone. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
When I'm using it, because it throws me off every time if I breathe too heavy while I'm mixing on it. But I still like the 501, like 90% of applications, unless I'm doing really small batch testing or if I'm working with actual volatiles.
Yeah, if I have the slightest breeze or if I don't have enough of these container little sides closed, it's just all over the place.
Yeah, see, mine doesn't have that cool top thing on it that keeps like the airflow off. So that's really super cool.
It's great until you get a 240 ml bottle in here that doesn't fit.
Oh, you see, I never ever mix batches that big.
I only do that for my husband.
Yeah,
just because his stuff needs to keep that. And this is just sweet rice.
Oh, nice.
I just mixed it so it'd sit here steeping while I can add other stuff to it in smaller bottles.
Ty Stick sent me a new batch of one of his new NECs, a Turner's tea. It's like a black tea recipe. Ty, I have not had a chance. I've been really sick for like the last 2 weeks, so I haven't messed with flavors at all because it's mixed up and sitting on my desk, but I'm still like getting the funk out of my system. My palate's all fucking wonky. I've been vaping nothing but eucalyptus with mint for like 2 weeks straight. So, but I haven't forgotten about you, and it is on the list first to check out. So, and I wanted to give it a chance to steep anyways, but
plus you got mutilated by your cat, so you haven't really mixed anything.
So, funny story for the chat, right? Sitting here on this very couch, playing some video games. I've been sick for like 4 days. And the cat that I brought up here earlier, the sweet little innocent thing that she is, was sitting back here, right here on this spot of the couch. And she gets like dry skin, so she's itchy sometimes. And she was like turned around to like chew on her butt or something, I don't know. and she like flopped over onto her back with her feet up in the air, right here on the bottom of the couch, and she was like panicked and freaking out and like shaking, but she wouldn't roll over. So I like moved my hand over to roll her over, and she fucking completely destroyed my hands. It's mostly healed now and not as gory as it was, or at least it's closed up. This cut's actually really deep, and it goes all the way to the bone.
Ugh.
And so does this one right here, and this one right here.
Still pretty swollen.
Yeah, I couldn't get stitches because the swelling was like pushing everything out of the wounds. But it's better now. I'm probably gonna lose some permanent. There's some permanent nerve damage. I think it's pretty much.
Yeah, it's just a ring finger. Not like you need a whole lot of feeling in that one.
I'm just gonna lose some feeling in it, but you know, it's all good. So cats are assholes. Just so you guys remember.
My cat does that all the time off the back of the couch behind me. Like she falls on me. She falls off the back of the couch. It's like, right. Come on.
So if your cat falls, just let it be. Just don't help it.
Yeah.
Right. Like just fuck that cat. Let it do its thing. And don't try to help it because it'll eat your hand. And then on top of that, I don't know how well you can see that there, but I lost like half my thumbnail. A bunch of it's grown back already, but I lost a big section of thumbnail, like that much of it, straight across the top, trying to pry my finger free because it was dangerously unpleasant. So that's our fun story for the week. That actually happened the same day that I missed. So it was last Sunday. So the same day that I missed our show last week because I was sick. So, so there's that. Oh my god! And now she's like super needy right now. She keeps climbing up on me. Chris Drake just sent me a photo while I was. Oh, it does look weird.
So, what was the topic for today?
We talked about our new Wizard Labs one shots today. That was like our warm up topic, and we did a quick kind of little blurb about all of them. We talked about yours. But I didn't have a lot of background on like the development process. You sent me the original recipe, which we tried, and then you had
changed it last minute.
1 or 2 revisions, but the last one was like right before we released.
Yeah,
I did still try, and it's still really good. But it hadn't steeped well before I think we sent it off.
Yeah, a good 2 week steep is really what it needed. I've still got half a bottle here from my tester. I didn't finish it. I'm using it more just kind of adding it into my RDA and then adding other stuff on top of it because I do that. That's how I test stuff half the time. But I like it. I mixed it with the new Flavor Art breakfast cereal, both my testers in my atomizer, and it was a pretty decent milk base for it. So it just kind of works as a vanilla cream. I mean, it's meant to be like soft serve. So if you want it cold, put some Culotta or Polar Blast or whatever in it. If you want, just as an additive, then obviously go less than 5%. And if you want it just straight vanilla, 5% warm, it's just a creamy vanilla.
No, it's super good. I really like it. And I like how simple it is without being boring. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it's really straightforward.
It's got some body to it, but it's not.
Yeah, it's a really straightforward vanilla cream, but I think it has some depth to it too. I think it's really good. Yeah, that'd be good.
I'll just take your worm on the cream because I can't taste creams very well. That's the one thing I can't taste very.
No, I have a hard time with creams as well. I think it's actually related to my strawberry sensitivity. A lot of creams are maltol centric. So, or at least it's definitely part of it. And I definitely struggle with the maltols. Like maltols have I don't know what it is about them, but they trash my palate.
It goes burnt sugar for me for some reason when it's got too much EM in it. And maltol, it's just too caramelly.
And for me, it just all mutes out. Like I can't taste anything. Then it just tastes like nothing, or I get a really faint pepper. Excuse me.
I can kind of muddle through on creams. I don't have the best palate for creams, but it is something that I can generally pick up okay-ish.
I do all right with heavier creams. It's the lighter ones that are kind of more neutral that I struggle with a little more. Like fresh cream and Flavora cream to me, like I have to put something
Flavora
else
cream
with
is
them.
creamy to me, but fresh cream tastes like sour milk.
Yeah, I like fresh cream, but it doesn't taste anything like what I read everybody else describing it as, right? Like it doesn't taste like that to me at all. Lord. This cat is like impossible. She's like right on my feet and we're not. I've tried to move her like 10 times and she just isn't not interested in my opinion.
This flavor.
But I don't want to lose my
cereal
hands, so I don't want
good.
I don't want to push the envelope.
You guys need to get this flavor.
What is it?
The breakfast cereals. It's
Oh,
so
the new
good.
flavor out breakfast cereal?
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to order. I managed to get juicy strawberry in with my last order at Bull City from my store credit stuff. I think I might still have a little store credit. I could probably pick it up. I do need.
I'm doing my flavor notes up with it, so I have a couple recipes.
Cereal, but I haven't. I'm not really that big into breakfast like cereal flavors, like cereal vapes. Not really my thing, generally.
I wasn't because all I could ever taste was cardboard. Cardboard and lemon pledge.
Right. I like the old ones. I like the old ones when everyone was still using Flavor Art Bergamot all the time, like Bergamot.
I'm a savage, man. I'll just go ahead and mix up some Flavor West Fruity Flakes, like sugar syrup be damned.
Yeah, all right. I can't argue with that because I like Fruity Flakes. But it is just like one of those things that I don't vape very often. Like it's not something that like I get really excited about.
Rory wants to know what the cereal is supposed to be. It is, per their description, is a chocolate and hazelnut cereal blend, and there is absolutely no chocolate or hazelnut in it. It is straight up Kix mixed with Cheerios. That is what it is. It is this just dry cereal base, and it goes well. Like this recipe I did, I'm putting it on the flavor notes, was the juicy strawberry cereal, a little bit of marzipan, a little bit of coconut, just to give me a little bit of a cream. I needed to go a little bit higher on the cereal because that kind of got lost behind the marzipan and the strawberry, but it was good. I vaped the whole 30 ml of it already, and I did a simple cereal 1.5 with forest fruit at 0.5%, and it's like a fruity Kix or very berry Kix.
Yeah, I'm definitely have to reconsider streaming shows from the couch. I'm being overrun by cats, and they distracted me. Like I can't help it. The other one's like right here. You can see his fur right on the edge. He probably won't come over and say hi because he's shy. He's not shy at all. He's an asshole, but he's lazy. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like just a really like dry cereal base. I've been trying to struggle through the Wonder Flavors releases. I just got like the newest batch of like 30 flavors they just released. But I've been sick, so it's been going like, well, I haven't really been testing anything for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Just while I get through this horrible viral disease that will probably kill me.
Rip.
I haven't been able to taste anything for like ever. Except
I hate that.
And eucalyptus. You know, it's just yeah. So I haven't had a lot to do or to release, or I was kind of nervous about doing a show because I was like, "Fuck, what am I even going to talk about?" I haven't mixed in like 2 weeks at least. So I've just been like shaking, vaping eucalyptus with mint and not touching anything else. And jungle juice, Flavor West jungle juice. When you're sick, jungle juice, it's magic. It's so good. I mean, I like it anyways.
You like jungle juice?
I love that stuff.
And mix some of that stuff up, and it is so floral. Like
how much did you use?
I don't know. I think I used like 1%, maybe 2%.
Oh, I use it like 4%.
Yeah, it out of the bottle, it just smells really. It smells like watermelon.
So,
but then there's this.
Do you remember Flavor West hard candy?
I have that too. Yeah.
Treat it like Flavor West hard candy. That's like a quarter of the potency or half the potency. Right, hard candy is like offensively potent.
It is.
And it's
I
like
don't know what it smells like.
It's ultra perfume, right? It's ultra perfumey, floral, and if you use more than like 1%, it'll completely destroy everything.
Yeah.
Gummy unless it's in like a big fat like 20% recipe, you know. And it's competing with other really strong volatiles, then it does a little better. But
Cloud9 also smells like poop to me.
I actually like Cloud9. Rick, did you ever try Cloud9?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of hot garbage.
Really? That's cool. No, it's all right, man.
I mean, it was a fruit mix, but it didn't really have any kind of vibrancy to it. It just tasted like one big sort of muted, vaguely fruity mass.
I did get a fair bit of throat hit off of it though. Off of Cloud9.
Real Flavors Yumberry is interesting.
I think I got that. One. I got a bunch of Real Flavors, like maybe 10 or 20 of them, but I haven't messed with them yet.
It was kind of dry as a single flavor test, which was surprising because it seemed like it was going to be juicy.
Cucumber mint from Flavor West, was it pretty good?
Cucumber.
Yeah, cucumber mint. So I tested a bunch of cucumbers, and I had read a long time ago, Emily had put up a review and was like, "Hey, this is pretty good," and I was like, "It's Flavor West. Fuck Flavor West." I picked some of it up, and dude, like 4% with that, really strangely solid. I don't know why Flavor West makes a good cucumber mint flavor, but yeah, it's pretty great.
I'll have to check it out. Flavor West is one of those companies that, like,
extremely hit or miss.
And early on, they seemed better than they were because there were less options, right? Like,
yeah.
When I first started mixing, like Flavor West was more popular because Flavor Art was still difficult to acquire. You know, and TPA and Capella was still like kind of new, and you know, so it was really TPA and Loran's, you know, and Flavor West, like they were the big three dogs, right? And like Flavor Art, you still had to source from Italy direct, and only Bull City Flavors carried Flavor Art, and it was kind of expensive.
Really, I remember Flavor Art going back to like Liberty Flights when they had a U.S. website.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, you've been at this a little bit longer than me, but when I first started, like Bull City Flavors was the only place that was carrying it, and it wasn't like egregiously expensive. They weren't like horrifyingly overpriced, but they were still like twice the price of, you know, Flavor West or Loran's or any of those other companies.
The price came down a lot when they put
when they opened the North American facility.
North America over here, yeah.
Yeah, when they opened the thing in Canada, then the prices became a lot more manageable, and I gave a lot more of them a chance. Although I bought a lot of their stuff before that, it just wasn't stuff that I used as often to vape like every day because it wasn't cost efficient. You know, it was fun to develop with and stuff, but it was expensive to vape all the time.
So we had a question about Real Flavors from the chat, and I'll just go ahead and be the one to burn some bridges here. Their stuff tastes really good. Like physically tastes very good. I've had some serious issues with the way it vapes. So if you are interested in Real Flavors, I would definitely pick up like 1 or 2 flavors to start out with. See if you like the way it vapes. For me, it's a little bit thin and like dry. So just get a feel for whether or not you like the actual composition of the flavors. If you do like the composition of those flavors, their actual flavors are pretty good. They just don't vape well for me.
I wonder if that has something to do with the base and what you're used to, because they use like PDO and alcohol base, right?
Yeah.
I would like to say that's possibly it, but there's something that's sweet in there. As much as it's denied, there is something that is sweet in some of these, and if you add any, like they don't blend well with other stuff. It's fine on its own.
I will say that it's been challenging to get the Real Flavors flavors that I have to work well with other recipes. They do seem to work better kind of in a proprietary, like all Real Flavors blend, but I'm not really sure. But there's a lot of them that I really like too, so I don't want to sound
strawberry is good.
Horrible. Their strawberries is pretty decent. I don't know how to pronounce it, the Bagski or whatever. It's PACZKI. It's like a Twinkie filling. It's pretty good.
Lemon cookie smells good. I haven't vaped it yet.
The lemon cookie is really good, but it's really more lemon than cookie.
Yeah.
It's like a lemon with some kind of like grain that's kind of reminiscent of like Flavor West hazelnut, you know?
I have to be very careful with these. I have to check on their website as to what has DAP in it and what doesn't.
Oh, right. I think the lemon cookie does. I'm pretty sure.
No, I think the lemon cookie was fine. Their French toast version 1 has acetylpropanol and acetylene in it. The V2 is gross, but it doesn't have those in it.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll totally say, like, I've used the Real Flavor stuff I bought more for fucking around and cooking than I have for actually vaping. I just don't think they vape particularly well, but like their deep fried sponge cake flavor, really, really tasty. I just can't get it to vape worth a damn.
I really like the deep fried sponge cake. It's a little on the thin side, like you said, but I really enjoy the flavor of it. I do like it. So.
And I totally wish that I could vape their sriracha on a more regular basis without it just burning all the shit. Because like it's a really good sriracha flavor. It just doesn't.
I'm gonna order you some capsicum, dude, and send it to you.
Like it isn't made for vaping. I stand by that. It's like fucking Caro syrup. It doesn't work right.
Yeah, Dave makes a really good point. Aged bourbon cream, Real Flavor's aged bourbon cream is fucking incredible. It's super duper good. It's really excellent standalone. Makes a great additive to simple custard recipes. It's super good. I wish I'd found it sooner. I never tried the VG version, but the super concentrate version is outstanding. I really enjoyed it, and I used to really have an addiction to their VG bread pudding. I really like it.
I couldn't vape very much of it. It had too much DAP in it. So
right,
but it's
like a really it's like a really super authentic bread pudding. It's super good. I like it. It's got a really good like thick body or whatever. It's outstanding.
Problem for me was after vaping it for a little while, the bread kind of disappeared, and all I got was sweet.
Oh. I never
the
got
way
that.
people are tasting.
The only thing I got was there's a bit of cloying kind of maple syrup that sort of like got a little aggressive sometimes. But I really enjoyed it. I'm working my way, like I said, through all the Wonder Flavors line, and you know what? At first, I wasn't too keen on them. They were a little weird. Some of them were kind of soapy. I was like, I don't know about this, but I revisited some of those ones that I had trouble with, and I've had some better successes. So I don't have anything outright bad to say. Some of them are pretty good. Some of their bakeries are really rock solid, and some I still haven't really found the happy spot for them, but they're really good. They really nail some flavors, but they just don't vape well. I'm assuming you guys are still talking about Real Flavors there. Yep. Cool deal. We got anything else new going on, Jen? You working on a flavor release for breakfast cereals or flavor note release?
Yeah, I'm working on that. I should have it up either tonight or tomorrow.
I need to finish my notes on Wonder Flavors, but I still have like 25 more flavors to test. So
I did get a chance to vape. I finally vaped the Flavor Art Bone Marrow.
Oh, how did that go?
That was fun. Well, I have a video that I still need to cut together and do notes on that I'll probably be posting today or tomorrow. I was actually kind of disappointed with the bone marrow, man. There isn't enough like beef in there. It's like somebody took beef stock and made it with just handfuls of Italian parsley. Like it's weird and herbal.
Mm-hmm.
Did she get roasted chicken while you were at it?
No, actually, and Hall was nice enough to send me some stuff. He sent me the bone marrow and their bacon. So those were the two savory ones I didn't. And their bacon, I mean, it tasted like bacon bits. It really wasn't bad. There's nothing really offensive there. It's just it tasted like bacon bits.
Flavor Art, in all of their wisdom and glory, their savory line is horrifyingly authentic. None of them, I think, are inherently bad, like bad, except crab. But I don't like crab in the first place. So
tuna can't be very good either.
I didn't try the tuna. I wasn't that brave. But like, I tried the roast beef, and it was surprisingly not offensive. Like it didn't make me gag. It wasn't disgusting. I did kind of feel like I was standing in the middle of a New York deli. The room note is overwhelmingly sandwich related. And
What you'd have to do with that is mix the roast beef with Real Flavors bread and some pickle and some brie cheese.
right. Well, I don't have it anymore, so that won't be happening unless somebody wants to send me all that stuff, and then I'll have it live on air.
That's a Rick recipe.
Right.
I did try to deep dive on the 3 different one-on-one cheeses, and it was not fun.
I'm gonna order Rick some decaying hot dog.
You know, at this point, I'd probably do it. I don't know. I crave novelty more than anything else. I'm just bitter and jaded inside.
Yeah. Decaying hot dog is so brutal, dude. It's like
I can't imagine any circumstance in needing to vape hot dog. It's just no.
so I was working with a shop to make some like novelty like prank juices for Halloween one year, and we did a hot dog with ketchup, and what did we do? Like a salad, right? So we had FA tomato and Inawera rhubarb, and I think something else to give me that kind of lettucey vibe. I can't remember what it was. I wanted to get a ranch dressing in there too, but I just couldn't figure out how to make it work.
Well, you can try blue cheese, man. I know they have a couple of those out there.
I mean, I couldn't find any at the time, but the decaying hot dog went over like a fart in church. It was good stuff. I miss being able to do goofy stuff like that and see people's reactions in the shop. Yeah, the fried potato is more fried than potato. It's not very potatoey.
Red Flintstones vitamins submerged in vomit. Is that the Wonder Flavor Super Concentrate Strawberry Milk?
I have that. It kind of smells like Nesquik to me.
I think that's what he was saying. Like it smelled okay, and then it got really weird when you tried to vape it.
It smells like their strawberry, the regular strawberry, mixed with probably either milk or a cream. Their cream wasn't bad. The cream was kind of whipped cream like.
I love their aged bourbon cream, man. I can't talk about it enough how excited I am about it. It's really good. It's super delicious. I could vape it standalone like every day.
I don't particularly like boozy flavors.
The bourbon isn't. It's not overtly boozy, if that makes sense. Like the bourbon flavor is definitely there, but it doesn't have that like. Like when you have
not
like
the same boozy note compared to the other bourbons.
Like when you stack like Kentucky bourbon and FA whiskey, and it's like in your face boozy. Like it's not like that at all. The bourbon flavor is definitely present, but I think it'd be really good with some tobaccos. Like it's a really it's pretty mild as far as the boozy part of it. The flavor is definitely accurate, but it's not overtly boozy. I don't think it's less boozy than Kentucky bourbon or Flavor Art whiskey. I think there's a kind of a lack of really solid boozy flavors. Like we have Kentucky bourbon, whiskey, and rum, right? FA Jamaican rum is really good. It doesn't have a lot of bite.
Apparently, there needs to be a breast milk flavor.
Good Lord, what's happening in our chat right now?
Let's not.
Breast milk.
Well, if you want that, go with TFA's Frosted Flakes, some Flavora cream, and some sweetener. That should probably do you.
And just dump a packet of salt in it too. Just shake it in there. Kit Raynard asked if anybody's done the Wonder Flavors frozen yogurt yet. I've done it. It's a pretty reasonable, like, kind of gelato-ish frozen yogurt kind of vibe. Kind of neutral vanilla, and it's not super thick cream. It's kind of a medium body, so it's nowhere. It's similar to like the difference, like with Flavor West Vanilla Bean ice cream versus TPA, as far as like the difference in body. Like it's not as heavy. So, but it's pretty good. I liked it. I don't know what I'll use it in yet, but it's good. I like it. I don't know. I haven't tested it super thoroughly yet. I tested it fresh in at 5 days, I think, but I think it needs a little longer than that. So we'll see where it turns around in like 2 weeks or something. Well, maybe Rory, she should eat better if it doesn't taste good. It shouldn't taste bad. But if she eats like shit and you're feeding her like fucking dollar menu shit all day, it's probably not going to be very delicious.
Couples of breast milk connoisseur over here. Is there something going on that we need to know about?
Asparagus makes everything taste weird.
It's proven that what you eat makes it all, makes it all taste different.
Are there some other specialized forums that you're a member of that?
Well, I'm just saying, I've had kids and that shit happens sometimes.
I accidentally drink a pint of breast milk.
Rory, that's why I said it's like warm Frosted Flakes milk. There's not much other way to describe it. It's like the milk left over after you've finished your Frosted Flakes, and it's just super sweet and warm.
Just asked if anybody has experience with Vape Train. No, but I did just place an order with them, and I'm hoping to receive it pretty soon. So I'm really hoping to get cracking on. They have some really exciting stuff. I have no idea if it's any good yet or not, but they have a lot of flavors that nobody anywhere else in the world right now is doing that I can find. And they have some, even if they're like middle ground quality and potency, that like they'll at least be very interesting, I think. So I'm pretty excited about that. So
they're from New Zealand, right?
Australia.
Australia?
Are they from? Yeah, they're Australian. I talk to Theo, the owner, fairly often on Facebook. He's a pretty cool dude. Joel says seems kind of low potency for Vape Train. Yeah, like I said, I haven't had a chance. I just talked to Theo. He's going to send me a bunch of stuff, and we'll go from there. But they do have a lot of stuff that nobody else is doing right now. So, and he says he's releasing like another 90 flavors or something like that this year before the end of the year. So, we'll see.
That's usually not a good sign.
Well, it's something he's been working on in batches like for the whole year. So it's not like I'm in a rush to get this out before Christmas type of deal. I know he's been working on those releases since before summer, because that's when I talked to him about it the first time. So I don't feel like, I mean, they might be rushed. I don't know, but who knows? I think he's just buying from he's just doing everything in big batches. So he's not releasing one or two at a time.
So we did have a question from the chat from Johnny2419 asking about Liquid Barn Greek yogurt. I hadn't tested that before. He's asking if it's overly sweet. I just picked up my tester for it. Definitely feels like it's a little oversweet. I'm not getting anything too yogurty there, and I'm up at 10% with it. So you're probably not crazy.
The blue raspberry smells pretty good. I haven't tested it yet.
Yeah, the blue raspberry is solid. It's definitely solid. It's probably a little bit more versatile than OSDIY's Blue Raspberry Slush, but I think the Blue Raspberry Slush is a little bluer, so it's kind of a trade-off.
Yeah, because that tastes more, it smells more raspberry-like. I need to get some chocolate lava cake. Apparently that's good.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the hell's going on with this Greek yogurt.
So
tastes like sweet hairspray.
That's the first bad review, though, I think, that I've heard from Liquid Barn. I will say I think that Liquid Barn is a really excellent entry to mixing, because they're all relatively straightforward.
This one.
What is it?
Butterscotch graham tobacco. It smells like vomit.
It does. I haven't got to the tobaccos yet. And I usually judge a whole company by how well they execute tobaccos. I saw somebody post a picture that Flavora released a Burley. or Capella.
Capella. Yeah, I saw that. That looks surreal. I kind of want to try it with very low expectations.
I'm gonna have to, just because I'm a fan of both other Burleys. I like Flavora's Red Burley the best. Flavor Art Burley is still pretty good. So I mean, Burley's like the thing, right? I love Thai Six Mix's aged Burley. It's really good. God, what? She's like licking my fingers down here. She's probably trying to reopen the wound so she can suck the blood out of me or something. It's savage.
Vampire cat.
Yeah, she's evil.
I will say shout out to Liquid Barn's Cappuccino. Pretty excellent single flavor with just a hint of coffee. It definitely sort of leans more on like cream and chocolate or whatever, but single flavor vape, it was actually pretty good. So that was my pleasant surprise.
Yeah, Capella's tobaccos are disgusting.
Their old tobaccos were not good. They were like TPA Western, like the old TPA Western. Yeah, they were rough. So hopefully they learned something. I'm still going to try them because I'm dumb. But yeah, all the Liquid Barn flavors I've tried so far have all been reasonably good. None of them like blow me out of the water, but they're all pretty good middle of the road. For really simple, like straightforward, I don't have a lot of time. I'm just going to dump this shit in a bottle, like 8% of this and 8% of that. I'm good to go. And there hasn't really been any bad results. I got a little bit of throat hit from the pina colada, and it was kind of undefined. But it didn't make for a bad vape. I liked the pina colada okay. The pineapple was all right. But again, it kind of lacked definition, right? Like it was vaguely a pineapple tropical citrus thing, but strawberry was reasonable. Like it didn't really taste like strawberries to me, but it tasted sweet and fruity, so it wasn't terrible. The white chocolate peppermint it's like heroin to me. It's really good. I really liked it a lot. It's got a lot of really good body. I wish it was stronger. Like I wish it was more potent, so that I didn't have to use 10 or 12% to get the really like fantastic depth out of it that I get that when I use less. So that's my only beef with it. That's my only real beef with the Good Barn at all. Is it? I wish they were about twice the potency as they are right now, and that would still put them in the middle of the range, you know, as far as that goes. I hear a child. It's not mine this time. I thought it was mine at first, and I started to panic.
I can assure you it's not me.
Right. Outstanding. Well, we're hitting our hour marker. Any last minute questions from chat? You guys got any last minute things to announce or talk about?
No, not this week.
Not this week. No, it's been we're super excited about the Wizard Labs release. Please feel free to check them out. You know, if you're in the market for one shots or something simple to mix, you know, think about supporting us and supporting the show and mix them up. We worked really hard on these, and we spent like months and months and back and forth, and between all of us, we had to open a Discord channel for ourselves just so that we could talk more regularly. I think that you'll all be impressed. They're all really solid recipes, and they're good. They're really good. So there's not a single one in there that I wouldn't recommend. For the profiles that they offer, I would definitely recommend them. There's a link there from Concrete River, and there's another link in the description. Be on the lookout for new one shots at Chefs in the next couple of weeks from myself and Adam. And I think next week I'm going to invite Lewis to come on the show, maybe. I have to wait and see what my work schedule looks like first. Jen, are you going to go live on your show? You going to do a show tonight?
No, as you can hear, I've got crying to go attend to. I got to go make some supper.
I feel you. All right, well, enjoy supper with your family. Rick, you got anything else?
No, I'm pretty much good. Somebody just asked FLV bourbon with no context. So yes to FLV bourbon.
Yeah, I really like FLV Flavor bourbon, but it doesn't taste like bourbon to me. The boozy notes are really kind of shadowed by the oak and the wood. I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's just mostly oak.
Adam asked what the Discord was. It's not a public Discord. It's just for us to work on recipes and stuff together, like collectively for e-juice makers. But we had to start. We might, if there's enough interest in the Mixlife Facebook group, we might consider starting one. But so far, no one's asked. So Rick will moderate the whole thing by himself.
Nobody wants to talk to me that much. It isn't a pleasant experience.
Yeah, you guys don't want to really hear what we talk about 24 hours a day. It's not nearly as interesting as this. There's a lot more swearing. Anyways, have a great weekend, guys. Enjoy your Sunday afternoons. I hope none of you have anything, strenuous or work related to do today, like I do.
I'm gonna watch football, man.
Nice. Right on. Well, have a good week, everybody, and we will see you next Sunday, same time.
Bye.